Hi! Many of you have been asking how to make a Skinner blend do what it is that you want it to do. I often will turn the Skinner blends into blocks. To make a block, I will have the Skinner blend, which I like to make the full length of my pasta machine. It never comes out this clean. I've cut it to make it nice and clean. If I were to fold this in half, I'll go ahead and do that, and run it through the pasta machine light side first, it will make a nice long ribbon. I could repeat the process, or I could, which I did on this one, set the pasta machine to a lower setting so it makes it even longer. This is a good way to make Skinner rolls. So if you want, you could have the dark in the middle or the light in the middle. I'll roll this up. Or, I just remembered I was going to show you how to make the block. The block is basically just slicing it up and stacking it, which then you get the gradations, which you wouldn't have otherwise, but it tends not to make a difference, and it's very usable to have a nice stacked block. I have another video that shows that process. This one I will go ahead and roll. I need to be careful about air bubbles. Let's see. If I remember, at the end I'll show you how to make stripes in the clay with this. This is a Skinner roll. When I have a block like this, I can make this do whatever I want. This leaf has been made with parts of this cane. If I want it, often what I use it for is rolls. I make logs. If I were to make a log out of this, I have lots of choices. I can pull the colors together, and it starts to make a, you can, if I press that down and rolled it into a log, you could see how you could even see the 3D effect showing up in that log of clay. Again, I'm pinching, in this case, I'm pinching the light and dark together so that the bright green in the center bulges and the light and the dark wrap around the circle cane. So that's one way if I want that effect. But maybe I want the more light towards the center or more dark towards the center. I can pull this up and roll it out. So I've got all dark in the, it's more of a contour with the dark down. Or I could do it the other way. I think this one I will make the light come to the center. Push down the dark. Basically what I'm trying to show you is you can make these blends do anything you want. If you were, any picture that you see, if you do some shading with a pencil, anything that you can shade, you can use blends to create a cane with that effect. So you can see the different ways, where's the other one? Different ways I've been able to change and use that blend a little. I do like blocks a lot because I can make them do whatever I want. I can cut a slice, and now I have a mini little Skinner blend, again, to manipulate any way I want. This side I'm starting to make a fan shape. I use one of these circles. I do this a lot. Let's see. If I place these end to end, I can have a sheet. And I can run this back through the pasta machine anytime. Now I have a sheet with, or a block with light in the center and dark on the sides. I often like to wrap that around one of the Skinner rolls. That's a different color green. I'm going to go ahead and use this Skinner roll. I like putting the light over the dark and the dark over the light. That makes a fun effect. Were I to roll that up, I can make, it's good for petals. It's green, so it would make more sense to make leaves out of this. See how it's getting a really fun 3D effect? If I don't want to have those lines, if I just want to use it however I want, what I do is I just kind of squish this together. You do have to be careful of air bubbles. Now it's much longer than I want it to be, so I just roll it together. Takes some time, but now I can cut slices off that. I can roll it, bend it, twist it, turn it into a cube, turn it into a bead, anything I want. So it's, it might not be always as clean and as easy as stacking it, but now I've got pure shading to use for whatever you'd like. I will go ahead and show you a leaf that I like to make. So for starters, I'll go ahead and slice. I could slice it either way. This is going to be the center of the leaf. This I'm going to, just by pressing it down, leaves are nice because you do not have to be very accurate. I'm pinching, the top and the bottom of the leaf will be pointed. So I'm squishing those. And this will be the center. Let's see, when I cut this out in half, there's two ways I could make leaves. If I put them opposite, that makes a very fun leaf. I could still put something down the center. I might want to make, in that case, again, you can make it be whatever you want. In that case, I think I'd pull the blend so that, when you see the veins of the leaves, let's see if that one's going up. This one will go the other way. When you see the veins of leaves, they make more of an arrow shape coming out of the center of a leaf. So I put those together, and they can definitely be easily reduced like that. I want mine to be opposite. I want mine to still be dark on the bottom, light on the top. But I want the center, see, I just flattened it out because it wasn't quite the right size. I want the center to be dark on the bottom, and then stretching up to be light at the top. And you can tell I'm not being very careful about amounts. I'm wasting a lot of clay here, but it's all just as an example. So now I can reduce this quite a bit by continuing to form the leaf as I go. Keep pinching this up. I don't know if I want this to be flat or pinched, but I can also change that as I go. I can cut it now and then make other leaves smaller. So let's see what we've got so far. Makes a kind of fun leaf. Or I could flip it around, this can be the top. I guess the last thing I was going to show you is how to make I call them brushstroke canes, but lines coming up through the cane, or up, yeah. You take these, 4 of them, put it in fourths, and flatten them. This one turned out way smaller than the other one, but it doesn't really bother me because it's supposed to be kind of random. Squish. And that makes these really cool. Again, what I call brushstroke kind of a feel to them. And then once again, those can also be formed in any way you would like. I made this video to promote this month's issue of Cane Builder. It requires an understanding of how to use and form and twist and turn blends. So here's this. Oh, that's one more thing. These can also, once they're blocks, they can be reduced as canes. And this issue of Cane Builder requires you to be able to do that.